everybody? Welcome to another show of Damage Control. Joined here today with Darth. Menace is taking a break, and hopefully we'll catch him next week. But yeah, just welcome to another show. Appreciate you guys that are tuning in here and that have subscribed and are following this particular show. So today we're going to go ahead and kind of just rewrap the events that have been going on here recently with Marvel Strike Force, and we'll also talk about the new event that came through. And as always, we'll also break down Friday's blog post to kind of start predicting what's coming in the future and start preparing on things and just giving our personal takes and opinions off of that. So hopefully you enjoy. So definitely check it out. And as you can see in today's little update on my screen there, my boy Darth has a little YouTube icon. So check out Darth's new channel. So he's on YouTube. He's specifically, just kind of testing. A lot of it is just kind of just showing his personal test on war aspects of things, but I'll let you talk about it, Darth. How are you doing, Darth?
I'm really good. I'm doing really good, Mookie.
How would you describe your channel? Yeah, how would you describe it?
Silent gameplay. That's it. I'm gonna do a screen record, and I'm gonna show you the fight that I did, and that's it. It's mostly for this show, for show and stuff, and for guys in our alliance. So it's like guys got questions all the time on how do you beat this mystic node, or how did you do this mutant node, or what. And instead of writing 5 paragraphs, it's a lot easier to hit record on one of your battles and then just show it to guys.
Yeah, and here it is in its beauty. So I wanted to make sure I had that ready right there. I like that unicorn with the Grim Reaper. It's interesting. But yeah, we'll talk about more on Darth's channel here about the war instinct. So like he said, he's definitely going to help with the show. So I appreciate it, Darth. I mean, this is just kind of giving us extra game footage and stuff that we can show and give you guys more visual aspect of what we've been kind of testing and stuff like that. So appreciate it. Alrighty, so let's jump right into the I'm gonna start off with let's jump over to the events. Let's talk about that. We'll end our show about the blog post talking about the future, but let's talk about the present. So I don't even know where to start. I guess what I'm gonna do, I'll rap about, there's so many things that have been going on. And
let's finish the Echo event first if we're going to talk about that, and then we'll move on to this donation event.
Yeah, let's definitely do that. So that's what. Let me take a look. Let's see where Echo is at. So look, we got our leaderboards up here. This is what you were talking about last week, Darth. It was interesting. This is kind of where the blind auction. You can see where the auction winners are.
No surprise. Look at it. No surprise.
Yeah, no surprise to that. So congrats to Donald. You're always leading in all categories. Doesn't matter what it is. So he's right there. The other one that we're kind of familiar with, I think I saw a name over here with Philosopher somewhere like in the mid 70s, I think it was. There's Trixie's name. I always pause here. I see that name because that's who I battle with in my arena chart. So now I know what I'm facing there. There's Philosopher. He's 76. But let's check it out. We'll hit the Find Me button. And I don't know if you have your phone, Darth, but I'm kind of curious what number you landed at.
Oh, no, I landed at worse than you. Find Me. 18,436.
18,000?
Oh, yeah, way bigger than you, bro. And I'm at 1.8 million.
Wow, 1.8. Okay, no, I'm ahead, right? So I'm at 1.9. So I kind of squeezed it. So what I did, and just to kind of recap and summary, and I'm hoping, I don't know if this number makes me in the top 1%. I feel like it should. But like, yeah, here's where I kind of landed at on the milestone. I got up to the 37 ranking right there. I was real close. I actually considered like, man, should I buy something to push it up more? Start doing the math and start realizing like, nah, I ain't gonna even, there's no way. But I just went aggressive as far as on the campaign energies, whether it's on the ISOs and also for like just the regular energy one. I went aggressive on that, and then of course, what was the other two for the blitzing? So I didn't really go into purchasing, but I did go hard whenever there's those double drops for ISO and for the just those type of things. But where did you land
out on this? 36.
36.
I think. I did not collect 36, so I collected 35. So I'm a whole milestone behind you still.
Okay.
But I was 85,000 points away from getting to the next milestone, so I didn't even consider anything. But I got kind of burnt out on this halfway through the week for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It was just it's not my cup of tea. I guess that's what happens when you know you're not going to complete an event. At least
Yeah.
for me. I knew that there was no way to complete, and I knew early in my mind I was like, I should get around milestone 35. That's where I figured I would get free to play,
Hmm.
and that's where I did. So I'm not unhappy with that. I just like I said, I just got burnt out. Knowing you can't complete it is just such a drag for me because I like to complete stuff,
Yeah.
but it's not such a drag that it's going to compel me to spend whatever they said the $200 or $300 that it would
Yeah.
cost to complete that event, because there's not $200 or $300 worth of stuff right there.
Yeah. Well, and seeing and I completely understand all of that. So I had slightly different perspective off of it because I understood, and I get the frustration of being able to complete it, but there's been prior events and things of that nature that have been spinning milestone events that I just know that, yeah, I'm not going to complete it, and I just accept it as it is. And that's kind of how I took it here. But for me, and where my push and grind got into it is that it's really on this ranking. That's why I was clicking over. I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and spin where I can spin, which was the course. And I did do that push. I have the resources on course just because of my daily farming techniques that I do. And again, I do purchase the two passes, and that's how that starts all adding up, and especially how aggressive I go in arena. But anyways, but yeah, so I had the course ready, and I started using that up, and I'm really targeting that top one because this is a big, big, big deal for me. Is this whole Till Unique orb, and I really want to hit up on that one. Hey, what's up, Willie? Good morning, Willie. But
Good morning, Willie.
yeah, so and that kind of leads into the other part as we're recapping this. It's like, okay, where do we land? Like, where's the rewards? And it's been a full day. You would assume, as other events right away, they have the leaderboard, but they still haven't unleashed your actual,
I'd like to know
credit.
where we got.
Yeah,
I'd like to know if we got the same reward. If somehow I snuck in at the ass end of 5% or something like that. I mean, wouldn't I? That would just be very scopely of them that you rank so much higher than me, but we get the same rewards. Now, I'm
yeah,
assuming I'm going to be in the 6 to 10%, and you're going to be in the 1 to 5%.
yeah. We'll see. I mean, but man, I'm like so itching. And here's the second part.
It's, it's like Blitz. It's like when you realize you got top 1% and you pushed, and somebody with 6 million less than you also got top 1%. You're like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, but I need it.
Oh, I need those.
This is why I'm itching because we were just talking about this
Hmm.
pre-show about how we're on the cusp of entering
Oh
DD5,
yeah.
and I'll show where I'm at. Let me see if I can find the screen over here in a second. Over here, I'm not gonna fix the zoom out aspect of it, but if this is my little sheet, as you can tell on this right column where I'm needed is those till uniques, and that's all related to this mirror image event that we're waiting to see if I can open it up and start getting some of those uniques because that's where I'm short on. The other part I'm short on, which I can't span out to the left side of stuff, but I'm really on the cusp as far as just getting three more characters in there, and it's all about getting the other, just the regular like their standard gear, I guess. Whether it's the mystic or skill and
Yeah,
so forth. Yeah,
the
but
origin specific here.
yeah. So, anyways, yeah, but that's where we're at. So we're close. So it was an interesting event. I think it's depending on who you ask, you could probably get two different answers whether they like the event or not.
Hmm.
So that was interesting. And the second one, what other events do I need to follow up on that
I think that
finish?
was the.
That was
Those are the ones that are ending up. We're all done with the spend your stuff part. Now you got it. They did something extra. Like there's an extra 3 days of the milestone there, the fighting spirit milestone or whatever it was.
yeah.
The
So this,
blitzing milestone. So we'll get a little bit more currency, and we'll get to buy a few more pieces of gear.
yeah, correct. So it's all about just more like farming, I guess, at this aspect of it. So we can end up doing that, which was generous. Um, I'm not gonna have salt. I know again. Some people
Left
were
for
upset
that.
about it. Some people are upset, like, "Oh man, I already wasted it, and I could have been using it towards something else. I didn't know they were gonna give us extra days." But it's kind of one of those things. I think they are trying to add a gift as far as adding us a little bit more days to continue farming on however we want to in the store. Cool.
Right.
Oh, so
And
there's
there's this.
Willie right
There's
there.
yeah.
Yeah, he's on that extra 3 days is just stupid. Should have counted to the bigger milestone, and that's kind of right there to my point. And I had that feeling, that's why I jumped into our Discord, our Alliance Discord, to just kind of remind people, like, hey, spend away if you want to get it to the milestone. And that was the attitude I had, which was pushing me up there on the ranking. But yeah, like on the flip side of it, like Willie just said here on the Twitch stream, It just sucks that like the 3 days aren't going to count towards that bigger milestone. All right. Well, let's jump into the next event, and it's the current one. This is a big deal. Um, and it's going to be in regards to this. I mean, there's two events going on. I'm going to ask you, Darth, are you even paying attention to the Festival Fortune one?
I think we're gonna get that one easy peasy. That one doesn't feel like it's gonna be a problem to complete all those. Between the one you get every day for logging in and the one you get every day for 8 cores, you should be fine. And you're getting some for your alliance donation.
Yeah. And
What do you
yeah,
gotta get? 3? Yeah, you gotta get over a little over 3 a day, between 3 and 4 a day. And I think we'll easily get it. We get 4 a day just from our milestones right now.
Okay. Yeah, so that one, honestly, I mean, it's yeah.
That one I'm not worried about.
Yeah,
That one is easily achievable because of the other one that we're trying to maybe achieve a little bit on.
yeah. See, and Willie, he's a free to play guy, so he's sharing in onto the Twitch stream, just saying he's free to play and he's already halfway there with the 8 core offer. And we jump over here. This is the big one right now. This is the one that again, depending on who you ask, love it or hate it, because it really is a milestone. I mean, an alliance effort to try to get these orbs here that are the Stark stockpile orbs. And I was looking at this pre-show with Darth, and I was, when this event rolled out, I didn't really like dig into it in my personal time as far as trying to calculate and kind of going into all of that until actually this morning or towards the end of yesterday evening. I started realizing, I was like, damn. Okay, so in order to get those orbs, because I couldn't see it anywhere that I can farm it on, so I jumped over here to the donation part of it, and I started looking at the boxes, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So this is where we're getting that Jubilee one, or what's the festival. And then and when I clicked over here, I was like, oh shit, there it is. This that Stark stockpile. So basically, we need to be able to get to the 4th box in order to start earning the orbs for them, unless you want to core the event out. So we're talking about it here. I mean, there's two different theories. Like, you don't want, and here's where the argument is. I mean, is this going to break alliances up as far as pushing and telling people how to spend their in-game currency? Because on one side, if you have aggressive alliance, of course, all of them on the same page are always kind of looking up to get as max rewards as possible. So they're going to do what they need to do. But then when you get on the flip side with the casual alliance, where we're kind of like mid-casual, it's like, can't really tell them what to do, but we can kind of suggest and hint, like, hey, this is what you're going to get rewarded if you go ahead and spend some cores, whether it be 50 or 100. But this is kind of where we're at. We're about to 3, and I don't know if we're going to be pushing towards the 4th box.
The 4th box looks like, I mean, think about it. We get to the 3rd box by half of us donating 100 or so. We're not going to get to that 4th box unless half of us donate 450 cores or something like that.
Yeah, so it's also, and part of that is twofold, right? Even refreshing it. So this is an interesting event. Like, I wouldn't act like, again, I have the cores, so I'll give my personal feeling. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to feel bad about losing cores and if our alliance, doesn't hit the 4th box or not. But I'm going to kind of push in my own personal, like, wishful thinking, like, hey, I'm going to do this. If others want to catch on and do it, cool. If not, I'm not going to be upset about it because I love my alliance. But I am going to go ahead and start refreshing it as I'm showing here. I'm going to go ahead and still donate the 100 because in my personal perspective, this is part of my event push that I would do if this was like a milestone campaign release. This is no different. So I'm going to go ahead and treat it that way. Again, everybody can do whatever side they want to do. But that's going to be my push. And then, whatever happens, happens. I mean, your take on that, and I don't know what approach you're taking, Darth. I mean, are you looking to spend 50, hundreds?
I spent 100 on the first day, and I've spent 100 so far today. But I'm gonna go do it again right now, actually, because it's good practice, and I'd like to see how close we can get. And I would do it another time if we can get close. And if we get close, we can get in and ask our other guys to see if they have the cores to donate again. So I'm gonna refresh mine, confirm, and then I'm gonna go donate another 100 power cores. Confirm.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna put up the leaderboard because I don't want to show anybody's take on it
I
again. That's
wouldn't
all.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
do that
yeah,
either.
yeah. So, but we'll see what happens. I mean, my main thing is I'm not gonna be salty about it either way. I mean, I'm not. I mean, it's a game. At the end, my personal take off of it is always like, hey, it's a game. It's an event that rolls out. Yes, randomly they do shit like this that can upset people, but you know, it's just it is what it is. You know, there's other alliances that love it. You know, and that's gonna help them out. You know, as a whole, and so be it. You know, and the interesting about it, it's just going back to the rewards real quick. And really, it's all about trying to get this. And I believe it's what, 2,000 cores total or orbs is what you need to open up. And it's just, here's all the teal stuff. And I'm not looking to like max it out. I don't need to get the milestone 10. I just want to kind of get mid somewhere. And I think for me personally, when I was bringing up that spreadsheet, it's really about trying to get some of these mystics. So if I can get to the third milestone, wishful thinking will be over here to the sixth one. I'm cool with it, even at the fifth, but that's about it. I mean, I understand that the progression off of here is to really trying to see how much orbs. If I personally need to go ahead and start doing this other aspect of it, which is, no,
We
it's not
talked about
offers,
that
right?
too.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up. It's the core spending, right?
Oh, so many cores.
Yeah, 750
I tell
cores.
you what, though, I bet you I'll buy at least one or two of those before the event's over, just to get to the next milestone to get that teal gear I want.
Yeah.
Man, because if you, yeah, yep, that's just me being honest.
No, I mean, and it's fine. And that's so the rationale and the advice that I'll kind of wrap up off of this one and this particular event is just that plan properly, I mean, just make sure you have a plan. So I'll share my plan. My plan, again, as I was just showing, and we'll recap it again, is that I'm going to go ahead and start looking into my little spreadsheet and see what gear is it that I need. And I know right off the bat, a lot of it is to Mystic, because there's other characters. There's tons of Mystic characters that are DD5 worthy to go in. So I think this milestone 3 is a good kind of minimum for me. I think that's going to be pushing it too much to get to milestone 6. So looking at that means I just need 3 orbs to get over here, and I'm happy with that. And if my alliance starts, taking the lead, amongst themselves to start pushing for that 4th box, hey, then the more the merrier. But for me personally, if we don't end up getting it as an alliance, that's okay. Like Darth said, I do have the cores. I'm gonna go ahead and purchase about 2 of them or 3, whatever was on offers.
Get to where you can
You feel
get the
comfortable.
gear you want, right? Because at that point, the core expenditure is probably worth that teal gear.
Yeah. Yep.
Probably.
Yeah. So we'll see, but it's an interesting event. Again, advice: don't try to break up alliances over it and stuff like that. If you can do it, you can do it. It's not worth friendship. Your game friendships stress.
Well, that's one of the thing about the top alliances, though. When I was in a top alliance, I didn't have any friends. You're and I'm talking very plainly. You literally feel like a mercenary. Like you make some friendships, but they're not long-lasting friendships. When I was in a competitive alliance, we literally just we checked in and did our job. It was like work, and we did it because we got that paycheck at the end of the week. We got all the cores we wanted, and everybody completed every event. Mm-hmm. But dudes would get fired if they didn't do their job. That's not the kind of place I want to game, which is why when I landed where I landed here in Damage, it's become a nice comfy home, and I don't feel like leaving anymore.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. So it is what it is. Whatever you feel comfortable with personally, just understand your alliance perspective first and go from there. All right, so let's jump into the blog post now. Is there anything else I'm missing on the events? I don't think so, right? Just double check. Oh, you know what? I didn't even talk about the Vendors Tower. Let me talk about that.
We can talk about the tower. Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that. We didn't even talk about this pre-show. I'll let you go first. What's your take? Did you enjoy it the second time around?
I'm enjoying it more the second time around than the first time around.
Really?
But the reason I am enjoying it more this time is because I'm watching new content on YouTube of other guys doing the tower with similar rosters that I have. Mm-hmm. And so I am pushing my roster to see how far I can go. It's been more fun I think I had a better understanding of it this time. I think the first time around I came into it thinking it was going to be a different animal, but now I knew what to expect this time, and my expectations were low. when it came up this time, and so I'm having more fun with it than I thought I would have.
Okay.
It does really open up to some fun theory crafting versus some of those teams. No, those teams aren't fair, and they're mean and they're nasty and they smack hard. But it really does lend itself to some really cool theory crafting.
Okay. No, that's a good perspective there, and I understand that. And I'm actually on the opposite side. I'm not having fun with it the second time around, even though I'm on floor 78, and I did take a different approach too. For me, I decided that I'm not gonna like. I don't care about the points. I don't know. I don't want to grind that way. And then that was my approach. It's like, man, do I want to grind and fall down and start trying to figure out how to get into these rankings and so forth? I'm just treating it just like as a blitz. And I don't know. I mean, I get that the part you're talking about, that's kind of where I'm trying to stretch the fun aspect of it. So for me, again, I don't care about points. I'm really trying to see how far I can go up. And if I have to X out and retreat, I'm doing that. And I'll wait the next day to get my beefy rosters back up and give it a second go. That's kind of the approach I've been taking off of it here in this current one. So that's where I'm at right now. I got to floor 78. And I just realized that at this point, I only got, for my TCP level, I only have about like maybe 2 or 3 teams that can go ahead and like knock out this one, because it has to be a mashup to kind of figure out the speed. So that's what's going to happen tomorrow. Unfortunately, I had to use my Eternals for this squad, I believe, for this Uncanny team. It's funny. I've been getting my ass whipped because all of my personal individual teams aren't towards like a million. I have them kind of balanced out wide. So yeah. And once I hit that, I think it was like once I got to the 70 floor area, it's just been they just been punching me out. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's one of those. I'm kind of curious to see what everybody else's takes out there in the community. But it kind of felt as if this is going to kind of start wearing a little bit, like become that, like I think Mobile Gamer says, Blitz 2.0. So,
But it's more fun than Blitz. I'm having more fun with this than I am with grinding away at Blitz to get top 1%.
yeah. No, but you hit on it, like the whole theory craft. I mean, you take that approach to it and kind of look into the challenges and how you want to kind of mix up teams and so forth. It's fun in that regards. All right, but so that was that event. Any other? Oops, that's not the event. Double check. So we had that. That came out of left field too, right? They didn't even announce that on the blog post or just dropped it in on us.
That just popped up.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into the blog post and bam, here we go. The infestation incoming. Now, truthfully, I didn't really dig deep into really reviewing a lot of the stuff here. I don't know if you. I'll let you kind of spin off of this one, Darth. What's your takeaways from the blog post? Anything I should stop and review?
Well, that new, go back up to the top.
Mm-hmm.
This new the infestation incoming. It depends. It's another milestone event. Okay, and it says battle in arena and blitz and spend campaign and ISO energy. Okay, so we're used to doing that part already. Mm-hmm. My question is, are they going to cap you with the blitz? Like, because the blitz is the way that you can free to play grind out these events, and what they've been doing is they've been capping the amount you can get in a blitz so that you can't grind the shit out of these events until you've completed them. So if it's an event that I can grind and complete, I'm going to be happy for that. If it's another one of these events where they cap me and they're asking me to spend more money to complete this event, I'm just going to be very blasé about all of it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm just looking at that there. So you're right. But it sounds like, I mean, they're starting to leak out these till gears and stuff like that. So did it say
they're going to open the gates pretty soon.
Yeah.
You know what they didn't say anything about, and that I hope they need to pop up? I really hope we get another pocket dimension this patch.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just looking at... And then here's some MOJO'S Mayhem. So this current MOJO'S coming to an end, and this next one that's coming up over here, is this going to be just another... Yeah, it's a costume, right? The feature is going to be a Bishop's Marauder costume.
The feature for me is going to be all the extra gear, the extra teal gear. That's the real feature that they're doing there. That's up a paragraph.
Oh, they talk about... Oh, that's right. Okay, that is big news. I'm glad you talked about that. Yeah, the teal gear is going to increase from 200 pieces to 680. So
that's a lot.
That's a big deal. And then the gear tier 16 is increasing to 300. Yeah, so there it is. It's almost like they're doubling up everything or tripling up on some.
They're getting They're opening the Teal Gear floodgates. They're ready for people to start getting into and completing Dark Dimension 5 finally.
Cool. And then
And by people,
here,
I mean
oh, go
average
ahead.
people.
Yeah,
I just by people, I mean average people. There are people, of course, that have completed it, but those are super heavy, whaley, sweaty gamers.
yeah. Was Willie's chiming in over on Twitch? This is what he's excited about. Omega. So Omega Red is other big news off of this blog post in which the second run of his legendary event is going to be coming out. So those that have the Nick Fury, Winter Soldier, and the Secret Avengers all geared up, don't forget about the ISO class going up. Yeah, they can start
I just did
unlocking them.
Winter Soldier last night.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just got him to 14. I'm gonna get it. I'm actually surprised they waited long enough that I went from opening at 5 stars to I'm gonna get the 7-star when it comes back around.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna be at the 7-star as well. Okay, so that's coming up, and then the other part that Willie was also chiming in about is the Lady Deathstrike is going to become. No, wait, not Lady. So Moondragon. My bad. Yeah, Moondragon. Yeah, so she's going to be farmable now on that Doom 2.9. So keep an eye out on that side of it.
Are you that excited about that? I mean, I guess Willie is. I mean, I don't know. She's so far beyond the meta. Like, she's still on a meta war offense team, but like, man, they waited a long time to release her. It feels a lot like Cole.
Yeah.
They waited till Black Order was over to release Cole.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to be still usable as far as in certain war matchups.
We'll think about tower mode, war matchups. Like, if tower mode becomes a thing and people are actually starting to grind at it, like there's something to be said with having a big, wide roster for tower mode.
Yeah.
And Infinity Watch is definitely one of those teams you need to have to move anywhere in tower mode.
Yeah. All right, and the other part we're talking about over here that I was just kind of breezing by, Spider-Punk being released to the Elite Store.
Yes.
Yeah, that's big. I think I have him like at 3 stars or something, so I need to work him up. Let's see the weekly event. So Gamma Raids are coming back. Here's Ironheart's going to be part of the Blitz for the first part of the week on February 21st. There's that Neighborhood Watch event, Double Time bonus event, just the character charts for the Skip Military. There it is. Kate Bishop. So she's going to have her second run. Now, I'm glad this came up. Oh, first run. The reason why I was thinking second run is because I was thinking of how she got released through as a purchase. And I remember last show, my boy Darth over here was like, I'm not purchasing Kate Bishop. How did that come through?
You know, it's so funny. 12 hours later, they released her offers, and they had $25. Right, they had a $25 pack, and I was like, "Ooh, that's half price. I don't have to get all of them, and then I can have her." And you know me, I did that shit.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm not trying to throw you under the bus or anything like that, but it's, I think just within the game, I think you kind of stay within your philosophy of the game, even though you were a little bit upset about the whole events and stuff like that. In the end of it, it's just kind of the game feel as far as at least maybe I should be speaking more for myself, but I'm assuming you're like on the same boat with me. It was like, yeah, it's an offer there. I'm going to go ahead and get it, see how she does. Now, what's interesting, we'll probably have to showcase her next week, or maybe we could talk about it during War Instincts. But damn, I think she is the engine that gets that team going on Gungan Avengers. I mean, do you have any takes on her or like how you played against her or tested against her? What do you think of Kate Bishop?
I think that team has a couple counters, but I think that they only have counters because the Kate Bishops are so small right now. Even the Whales don't have a 7-star Kate Bishop for the most part right now. And I mean Kraken style Whales. So I think that's going to change a lot, because that was the Shadowlands trick, is if you could kill Kate Bishop after you disrupted Miss Marvel and ability blocked Squirrel Girl, then you were in good shape, and it was a pretty easy match. But yeah, she seems to be the cog in that machine that makes it as dangerous as it is.
Yeah, 100% agree. Yeah, right now you hit it right on the nail, and we'll talk about War Instincts. But yeah, the current counters aren't going to be no more whenever she gets beefed up with those star levels, so be careful about that. Let's see what else is going on. Skilletary event, as we talked about. There's a block party, Chaos Theory with the Wakandians This is very, very nice. So we get some more of those silver and gold promos.
Dude, I love it. Like, I'm so pleased with that. Like, that's I don't know. If I was being the kind of company that Scopely is right now and as unhappy as the community is, I sure as hell would have toted that I was going to give so many gold and silver promo credits out over the month of February.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, they should say something, right?
Like,
I mean,
there's so much bad press out about him. Why don't you at least say some of the good things you're doing, or like let because all of the everybody's so salty right now. They're not talking about how great some of the good things are, and that's what I appreciate about you, Mookie. Is you're talking about, well, we may not be able to complete it, and you bring a little less salt from me. You help tone my salt down because it's absolutely right. What does it actually matter? And we're having fun. I'm still having fun, and the positive part of it is that gear is nice, and free gear or easily enough to obtain gear
yeah.
is really nice. So just now, I appreciate your salt free approach, man.
No, yeah, no. I just at the end, I just try to remind myself, and I guess I'm just doing it out loud here. It's just saying that, hey, because that when we're talking about that Wakandan event right there, I mean, right here, what's your gold level? Did you notice that spike up? Did you check it out? That
A little bit. I'm at like four or 5 million right now. You know me, I spend the crap out of
Yeah, I was
mine.
gonna say. So
I,
that's big news for you. That's like having 10 million in
yeah, for
Darth.
you, right?
Darth. Yeah, no,
Now, I'm holding back ever so slightly. I'm not hoarding, but I'm holding back a little bit because I didn't bring my Young Avengers up to past 65 and 12. Like that part I was accurate about because I still am going to go all in on the two Dark Hunters that are still coming out.
hmm
Like I'm very excited about that team.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I will. That gold is pretty much spent. Oh, I look right now. I'm at 4 million, not at 5 million. 3.99. Because
Yeah.
I spend it. My Ravengers are almost there. I got one more to bring to 85, and then we're good. And then I might start working on Hawkeye.
Yeah. I'm trying to see. And one of the events, I think they fell off because we didn't touch on as we were wrapping around, concluding. We're talking about the mirror image one. But there was one with the Valentines, right? Those little Valentine orbs. And I think that's actually what helped me get all that gold when we started opening it
Are
up.
there pulls?
Yeah, I finally
I
started
got
getting
my.
some lucky pulls. Which this one right here, the unconditional love.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think. Oh gosh, what was it? Yeah, one of those events ended, and they wherever you landed on the rankings and so forth, which I didn't go hard about. Yeah, that's where I started getting all my resources. But so again, yeah, shout out. I mean, I know that like you just said, and we'll just kind of wrap up the video in regards to it. I mean, there's ups and downs, ebbs and flows with everything that comes through it. But just know whatever you're maybe upset and salty about currently, in the end, from my experience, off of 3 years plus playing this game, there's going to be an event that's going to be friendly. It's going to get you picked up again. Everybody will be happy. So just keep grinding about your personal approach. That's not to take away from anybody that's out there in the community that is upset and voicing their displeasure, because that is helping us out with some little. Sometimes I jump in here and in my inbox and I got this nice little treat and I don't know where that came from, but that's a lot of times where people are talking about the bugs or issues that's going on. So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's about it.
All be salt. It's nice to put something else that's not as salty.
Yeah, yeah. All right, but that's going to wrap up today's show. We're going to go ahead and jump onto our instincts here onto the Twitch world. But those on YouTube, we appreciate you guys catching in on us. Y'all definitely can always chime in and talk about your personal feels, your likes or dislikes about anything about the events we discuss. You can always chime in on that. But otherwise, we'll catch y'all next week for another episode. And y'all just take it easy. Bye-bye.